Greetings to all. Welcome to Future Officers Academy. Today we are going to see the daily current affairs of August 24th. So today we are going to discuss the topics of not neutral India on side of peace. It was said by our PM in Ukraine, which comes under GS2 paper under international relations. Next, space sector contributed 20,000 crore to India's GDP over the last decade, which comes under GS3 in both economy and science and tech. Next, Chandrayaan 4, which we have to know under science and tech under GS3 paper. Next, Botswana discovers the world's second largest diamond. So we have to know this topic under the prelims perspective. Next, Gumti River under location we have to know about this. Next, editorial analysis, and finally the international organization topics we'll be dealing. So our first topic of today is not neutral India on the side of peace. So first we have to know about the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visit to Ukraine, the first by an Indian leader since its independence, highlights India balancing role in Russia-Ukraine conflict. This visit focused on peace efforts, humanitarian cooperation, and strengthening bilateral relations amidst concerns over Indian trade with Russia and its global influences on its crisis. First, the peace efforts. So, Prime Minister Modi emphasized India's commitment to supporting peace efforts, underlining India's stance on the need for dialogue and diplomacy to resolve Russia-Ukraine conflict. Next, the humanitarian focus. Four key agreements were signed focusing on humanitarian assistance by India for high-capacity development projects, cooperation in agriculture and the food industry, cultural cooperation, agreement on drug quality and regulation. Next, support for sovereignty sees that PM Modi reaffirmed India's respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of nations, stressing that India has chosen the side of peace from the start of the conflict. Next, the Ukraine's concerns. Ukraine's President Zelensky raised concerns about India's purchase of Russian oil, highlighting India's influences on Russia's economy. Now, how can India mediate between Russia and Ukraine conflict? The ways for India to mediate between Russia and Ukraine are: the first thing is diplomatic engagement. Diplomatic engagement. Next, humanitarian assistance. The third, international forum. International forums. And fourth is neutral mediator. Neutral mediator. And fifth is economic leverages. Economic leverages. So next, what are the potential impacts for India here? The potential impacts are enhanced global standing, strategic partnerships, geopolitical risk, domestic reactions, and finally the economic impact. Our next topic is about space sector contributed rupees 20,000 crore to India GDP over the last decade. So first of all, we have to know about the news. India's space sector contributed $24 billion to the GDP and supported 96,000 jobs over the last decade with a significant multiplier effect of $2.54 on an economy. These findings were presented during National Space Day based on a report commissioned by ISRO and conducted by ECO-1 and Novospace from 2014 to 13. Now, what are the key highlights of this report? So generally we have to know about those reports. The report was initiated by ISRO to evaluate the socio-economic impact of the space sector from 2014 to 2023. The study was conducted by Indian Economics Research, Econ1 and Novaspace. It was presented during the National Space Day celebration in New Delhi on August 23, 2024. The Space Day celebrations are to commemorate the first anniversary of the successful landing of Chandrayaan-3 on August 23 last year. Now, what are the impacts on Indian economy here? The Indian space sector has directly contributed about $24 billion to India's GDP over the last decade. It has directly supported 96,000 jobs in the public and private sector. For every dollar produced by the space sector, there was a multiplier effect to the Indian economy. Indian Space Force was 2.5 times more productive than the country's broader industrial workforce. Eighth largest space economy in terms of funding in the world. With $13 billion invested in the last decade, it has the eighth largest space economy in the world. Satellite communications contributed 54% to the space economy, followed by navigation 26% and launches 11%. Next, the diversified space sector. The Indian space sector was diversifying, and now 700 companies, including 200 startups, it had seen revenues grown to $6.3 billion in 2023, which was about 1.5% of the global space market. So Indian space sector has significantly enhanced the nation's prestige, sovereignty, and global leadership, but its impact on profitability and competitiveness of companies within the country has been limited. According to industry stakeholders, this is because the space program over the past decade has been primarily driven by political considerations. However, there is a shift occurring as commercial space is becoming a priority. Regulatory reforms have been introduced but have yet to fully taken effect, and the underdevelopment venture capital ecosystem is hindering space technology startups from accessing necessary capital. So with this, we have UPSC mains previous year question which have been asked in 2019. What is India's plans to have own space station and how will it benefit our space program? So you can have practice on this question. Our next topic is about Chandrayaan 4. So Chandrayaan 4, India's upcoming moon mission scheduled for 2027, aims to bring rock and soil samples back to Earth. The mission's designs have been finalized and await government approval. So what is the mission structure here? The Chandrayaan 4 spacecraft will consist of five separate modules like Chandrayaan 3, which had three. The mission involves complex stages including and landing, sample collection, and returning the samples to the Earth. Next, the docking operations is the mission will require docking space modules twice and new capability for ISRO that will be the first demonstrated in upcoming SpaceX mission. Next, the technological advancements. Key capabilities such as lifting off from the lunar surface and bringing the spacecraft back from the lunar orbit were successfully demonstrated during the Chandrayaan 3. This sets the foundation for Chandrayaan 4 mission. Next, finally, the scientific importance. Bringing lunar samples back to Earth will enable more detailed analysis with advanced instruments, facilitating significant scientific discoveries. The samples will be distributed across various scientific laboratories in India. So with this, we have the UPSC prelims question which have been asked in 2016. Consider the following statements. The Mangalyaan launched by ISRO. It is also called as Mars Orbiter mission, made India the second country to have the spacecraft orbit the Mars after USA, made India the only country to be successful making in spacecraft orbit in the Mars in its very first attempt. Which of the statement given above is correct? So the answer here is 3. The first and third statement is correct. So our next topic is about Botswana discovers the world's second largest diamond. So we have to know about the news first. A 2,492 carat diamond, the second largest ever, was discovered in Botswana Karoo diamond mine using X-ray technology by Lucara Diamond Corporation. This massive stone, second only to the Cullinan diamond, was presented to President Mokwesti Maizi, highlighting Botswana's significance as one of the top diamond producers globally. A 2,492 carat diamond, the second largest in the world, was discovered here. The diamond was found using the X-ray detection technology by Lucara Diamond Corporation. So it is the second size to the 3,016 carat Cullinan diamond found in South Africa in 1905. So the diamond was presented to Botswana's president Mokgweetsi by Lucaras managing director. Botswana is the leading global producer of diamonds, and this discovery is the largest ever found in the country. Next, we have to know about the X-ray detection technology. This technology in diamond mining using X-rays to identify diamonds based on their unique atomic structure. When exposed to X-rays, diamonds emit a distinctive light with machines detect and separate from other materials. The method is highly efficient, preserving large, high value diamonds during extraction and minimizing damage compared to traditional methods, making it ideal for detecting valuable stones in mines. So with this we have the UPSC prelims practice question. With reference to lab grown diamonds, consider the following statements. These are diamonds which are grown inside the lab using cutting edge technology. These diamonds are chemically, physically and optically different from the natural diamond. These diamonds are used in computer chips and satellites. Which of the statements given above are correct? So here the answer is A. The first two statements are correct. The third statement is a wrong statement. So next topic is Gumti River. India has refuted allegations that the recent floods in eastern Bangladesh were caused by opening the Damla Dam over Gumti River in Tripura. So we have to know about Gumti River in detail. First, their origin. Their origin is from Dampur Lake in Tripura. Next, their length is approximately 150 kilometers. Next, their course flows southward toward Tripura, India, and then into the Bangladesh. It joins the Meghna River. It joins Meghna River. Their tributaries are in left. They have tributaries such as Raima and Manu. In right, they have tributaries of Dio and Kowai. Next, the terrain is hilly terrain in upper coast, fertile plains in lower coast. Their biodiversity supports diverse flora and fauna. Here, the project installed is Gumti Hydroelectric Project, located near Dumru. Generates hydroelectric power in Tirupura. Bangladesh also receives 40 megawatts. Next, Gumti Irrigation Project supports irrigation for agriculture in Tripura, India. So with this, we have the prelims question which have been asked in 2014. Consider the following rivers: Barak, Lohit, Subanchari. Which of the following above flows through the Arunachal Pradesh? So the answer is B. 2 and 3 flows through the Arunachal Pradesh. Next, the editorial analysis. The editorial analysis says that India's global of becoming developed nation by 2047 hinges in transforming its agriculture sector through the sustainable practice, technical innovations, and strategic government initiatives. Addressing the challenges like climate change and food demand, the government is prioritizing agriculture innovation, infrastructure, and credit to ensure inclusive long-term growth. So first we have to know about road to sustainable agriculture. Transforming Indian agriculture depending on adapting sustainable practices that ensure long-term productivity and environmental health. Precision farming, genetically modified crops, and advanced irrigation techniques such as drip and sprinkler systems are leading the transformation. The Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchay Yojana, that is PMKSY, has covered 78 lakh hectares, promoting water use efficiency through micro irrigation. The scheme allocates for 2021 to 26 underscores the government's commitment to sustainable water management. Next, what are the challenges and solutions to issues in Indian culture? So, Indian agriculture sector faces challenges including climate change, land degradation, and market access issues. The first thing is the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana (PMFBY), introduced in 2016. Provides financial assistance for crop losses with 49.5 crore farmers enrolled and claims totaling over 1.45 lakh crore. The scheme is cornerstone for agriculture risk management. The next is the Electronic National Agriculture Market, that is ENAM. launched in same year 2016, integrates existing markets through an electronic platform. By September 2023, 1,361 mandis have been integrated, benefiting 1.76 million farmers and recording trade worth rupees 2.88 lakh crore. This initiative improves market access and ensures better price realization for farmers. Next, an imbalance in Indian agriculture. So what are the imbalance seen in here? Limited contribution in GDP, agriculture GDP, bleak future of agriculture growth, unpredictability of monsoons, rising population and demands. Food price and demands will be impacted, and India's real per capita income and expenditure dynamics are also seen. Now, what are the some initiatives to help agricultural progress? Several initiatives have been rolled out to bolster farmer prosperity and sustainable agricultural growth. Rationalizing food and fertilizer subsidies and redirecting savings towards agriculture research and development, innovation, and extension services are crucial. So, the initiatives are Pradhan Mantri Kishan Saman Nidhi, that is PM Kisan. Next, the Soil Card Scheme, SHC scheme. Next, Millet Support, Agricultural Infrastructure Fund, Agricultural Infrastructure Fund, Employment Opportunities, Employment Opportunities, and Swamitvi Initiative. Some with initiatives. So now, what are the strategic planning to boost agricultural growth? The government strategic plan for agriculture learning up to 2047 focuses on several key areas: anticipated future demand for agricultural products, insights from past growth catalysts, existing challenges and potential opportunities in agricultural landscapes. Projections indicate that the total demand for food grains in 2047 to 48 will be rising. Now, what are all the goals of Indian agriculture by Vision 2047? The goal first is comprehensive goal. India's essential year of independence requires a six-fold increase in per capita gross national income, emphasizing the need for comprehensive development, especially in agricultural. Next, the trade goal. India's agriculture and processed food exports have gone up more than USD 50 billion in 2022 to 23. The Vision 2047 aims to improve the availability of nutritious food by enhancing the processing of fruits and vegetables and augment the proportion of value-added products in Indian export portfolio. Next, the sustainable goal. Transforming Indian agriculture will hinge on adopting sustainable practices such as a precision farming, genetically modified, and advanced irrigation techniques, example drip and sprinkler system. So our next topic is Organization of Islamic Cooperation, that is OIC, under the International Organization. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation is the second largest organization after the United Nations, with a membership of 57 states spread over the continents. So the organization is the collective voice of Muslim world. It endeavors to safeguard and protect the interest of Muslim world in the spirit of promoting international peace and harmony among various people of the world. Now, what are their background? The organization was established upon a decision of the historic summit, which took place in Rabat, Kingdom of Morocco, on 25th September 1969, following the criminal arson of A.I. Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. In 1970, the inaugural Islamic Conference of Foreign Ministers resulted in establishment of permanent secretariat in Jeddah, headed by Organization Secretary General. Now, what are all their main objectives? The OAC endeavors to establish solidarity among the member states to support restoration of complete sovereignty and territorial integrity of any member state under the occupation, to protect, defend, and combat defamation of Islam, to prevent growing dissension in Muslim societies, and work to ensure that member states take a united state at UN General Assembly, Human Rights Council, and other international fora. Now, what are all their charters? The organization adheres to the charter that lays out in objectives, principles, and the operating mechanism. first adopted in 1972. The charter has been revised multiple times in the line with emerging conditions in developing world. The present charter was adopted in March 2008 at Dakar in Senegal. The enshrines that all members to be guided and inspired by the noble Islamic teachings and values alongside committing themselves to the purpose and principles of the UN Charter. Next, we have to know about their membership. First, the permanent members. The member states include Afghanistan, Algeria, Bangladesh, Brunei, Dar es Salaam, Burkina Faso, Djibouti, Egypt, Gabon, Gambia, Guinea, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Morocco, Mozambique, Niger, Nigeria, Oman, Pakistan, Palestine, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Senegal, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Tajikistan, Turkey, Tunisia, Turkmenistan, United Arab Emirates, Uzbekistan, Yemen, and others. Now, who are the observer members here? In states, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Central African Republic, Kingdom of Thailand, the Russian Federation, Turkish Cypriot State, in international organizations, United Nations Non-Alignment Movement, League of Arab States, African Union, Economic Cooperation Organization are seen here. So that's all from today's topics. To read this document, you can visit our website. Our website link have been given in the description. To get more daily current affairs videos, follow our YouTube channel and Telegram channel. Thank you.